Transform your life in 15 minutes. This is where we're doing 5-minute exercises. This is one each for the mind, the body, and the soul. My name is McAdams, and I am an author. I'm also an accounting professor and a certified life coach. I specialize in personal and small business finance and fitness. I help people reach their goals. It's good to see you this morning. It is a Wednesday glorious morning, and I'm happy to be here, and I hope you are as well, and I hope everything is going good for you today. So I'm excited today, as in every day, because again, first off, it's a brand new day. It's a brand new opportunity to seize the day, and why wouldn't you be excited about it, right? Well, anyway, so I mentioned that we're doing a transformation, and this is a transformation of our whole body. So we're approaching it from all three of our parts: the mind, the body, and the soul. So for the soul portion, we are doing a 5-minute meditation, and I'll come on toward the end, and it will be a guided meditation, and the script is going to be provided by Suzanne Kempkin. And then for the body portion, we're going to do a 5-minute yoga routine. And this one is actually a little bit more involved. There's a lot of movement in there, and it's designed to get the body moving. And then for the mind portion, which we're starting off with, I'm so excited to be reading out of a book that I wrote 3 years ago. I know you're like, okay, it's like a broken record, but I did. It was 3 years ago. And the significance of it is, at the time that I wrote it, I really I get questions like, why did it take you so long to get it published? And all these kind of questions. I don't know. It was all these blockages. We all have them where, we do something, we have a goal and then we reach the goal. Remember I talked about this last time, how when you reach a goal, but all of a sudden you're not necessarily happy. Well, in this example, it wasn't that I wasn't happy. It's like, I got fearful. It's like, well, what to do? Like, oh my gosh, like this finally did something I've been wanting to do forever, and what to do. Well, fast forward to 3 years later, I now know what to do with it, because everything comes together when it's supposed to. And that's, a good point to drive home, is that one, that there are no accidents and everything happens as it's supposed to. And there is a reason for every single thing. You may not know the reason, but there is a reason. And like in hindsight, looking back, I understand it now, why it wasn't supposed to be re-released 3 years ago. Now is the time, because now I'm ready for it. Anyway, the book is called Your Body, the Perfect House: How to Find Your True Purpose and Live a Balanced Life. So, and with this, I'm using the house as an analogy, and the house consists of rooms, and your body, your life, consists of areas. So in my book, the living room is indicative of the financial area. The kitchen is indicative of your physical. We have the office, which is your spirituality. And then we have 2 bathrooms. We have the left brain and the right brain, which comprise of your emotional area. And then we have 2 bedrooms. One is for your relationship with yourself, including your spouse if you're married. And then the other one is a relationship with others. So today we are still in the financial area. Again, this is one of my favorite areas to cover in life. But I always remember I mentioned that my favorite room in my house and my favorite area in life is actually spirituality. But financially speaking, there's nothing that you do that do not involve finances. So I love covering this. Now, we talked about all the aspects of the house, right? We talked about coming up to the house. We talked about the neighborhood, which is indicative of making sure that your surroundings are intact. Because when you're trying to make change, guys, let me just put it this way. It's easier to make change when you make changes all around. Now, I'm not talking about big change. Like, don't get all fearful because a lot of people, we get fearful when it comes to change. I'm just talking about little small tweaks here and there that will help you. So in other words, if you're hanging around people that are not doing what you want to do or going where you want to go, it's time to make the change. I'm not saying drop them completely, but don't go as often and don't stay as long. So just little small things, but you want to make sure that your neighborhood, your surroundings, because that really is an important key component of it. Because let me just explain that when we're trying to make change, and I want to use I love my analogies, right? And my metaphors. I want you to think in terms of, now follow me on this one because I know it's early in the morning, but I want you to think in terms of like a merry-go-round, okay? So you know how merry-go-round has the horses. And let's say there are 10 horses on our merry-go-round, and the 10 horses have riders. Well, the merry-go-round is like our habits. Okay, so these are things that we do over and over again, because the merry-go-round goes in the circle over and over again, right? So think about like this. If you take a rider off the horse, okay, so now you only have 9 riders, but you still have 10 horses. Eventually, guess what? Because you want to be filled, you're going to put that rider back on the horse. So what am I saying? If you're trying to make change, and let's say you're trying to make changes with your habits or even with your environment, remember, it's about change. If you're trying to make change and you just make the change and you don't do anything else, then guess what? Eventually you're going to go back to that same habit. So what you should do, or I should say what you could do, what I highly recommend that you do, and what scientifically proven to be done, is that if you replace that rider with another rider, one that's going to help you, then therefore there's no space for that old habit or that old person, because again, you've replaced it with something good. And then you start doing that slowly. You keep replacing riders with things that are beneficial to you, and then you have a new merry-go-round. So hopefully that makes sense. Does it? I know it's early, but you know me. Okay, so anyway, today in the house, let me see, make sure I got everything. We talked about the outside, which is your environment. And then we also did a brief overview of the inside of the house. And understand that when you're affecting change and transformation, I mentioned we got the mind, the body, and the soul. 2/3 of them. This 2/3. Wait, can I do it? Yeah. This 2/3 is located inside, right? So the mind and the soul is located inside. So it's not enough just to affect the outside, your body. My analogy of painting the house on the outside, but you live on the inside, and the inside is a total disaster area. So 2/3 of the house is located on the inside. So you want to make sure that you address the inside and not just the outside. And then, another thing that came to me when I was getting dressed this morning is the concept of the door. And this is just something that came to me. You know how in the house, on the house, you have the door? Well, guess what? Generally speaking, your door is closed, right? For the most part, for most of the day, when you're not there, or even when you're there, you keep your door closed because you have security, right? And anything that you want is on the inside of the house. So why is it then in life, when we have problems or struggles or things that happen to us, we go outside of the house? We open up the door and go outside to look for the solution, when majority of the time we're spent inside. So why don't we stay inside and find the solution within us? Something to think about, huh? Powerful stuff, powerful stuff. Okay, so today, on the inside of the house, we're talking about the financial areas. And in the financial area, we've already talked about things like the budget, the planning tool, your overall goal of your overall plan, and it consists of having your financial goals. And then we talked about the different, things that you can do in order to reach them. Now we're at the part where we're talking about your retirement. So yes, at some point, there will become a time in your life that you want or need. Maybe you don't want to, but you will want to. Maybe you do. You want to retire. Most people, I think, when I say retire again, is just stop doing what you normally do. And that doesn't mean you have to sit back and relax. But right? Retire from your job. So you want to prepare for that. And let me just say right now, one of the most common questions I get is, well, how much money do I need for my retirement? Well, you can never have too much, right? Because, a lot of times people say, oh, the cost of living will be decrease when you retire. Well, not in the lifestyle that I plan. I plan on traveling and seeing the world. And so therefore, I'm going to need a lot of money. So in other words, I've never come across anyone that said, I just had way too much money in my retirement. It just, I just got too much. It just doesn't happen. So you want to plan accordingly. But today specifically in the arena of retirement, I'm going to be talking about the 8th wonder of the world. This was said by Albert Einstein himself, and I totally believe it. You know how we think there's 7 wonders? This is the 8th wonder of the world. And if you don't know about this, where have you been? And let me tell you, I shouldn't say that because unfortunately, this is a concept that we do not teach in school. So pay attention. This is probably one of the most important concepts that you actually learn. I will say it is the most important concept you will learn financially. And it's so a shame that we don't teach this in our schools. And a lot of people don't know about it, or they've heard about it, but they really didn't think about the power of this concept, of this theory. So pay attention to what I'm about to talk about. This is the 8th wonder of the world. So for some of you, it may appear that it's a little bit too late, because as you get older, you can't really climb as high. But if you have children, please introduce them to this concept. And I guarantee you, you will change their future. Okay. So the 8th wonder, you wonder what I'm talking about, huh? Like you're on pins and needles. I can feel it. I'm talking about the time value of money, specifically compound interest. Yes, compound interest. What are you looking like that for? It is the 8th wonder of the world. Now, to explain it, let's play. Let's pretend like we're going to play a round of golf, okay? And in this round of golf, we're going to have a friendly bet of, let's say, 10 cents per hole. And if you know anything about golf, then we know that there's 18 holes, right? And then we're going to double the bet for every single hole. Okay, so I got my little numbers here to make sure I don't get them confused and trying to memorize all these numbers. But okay, so we're playing golf. So 10 cents a hole, and it's going to double at the end of each hole. So this is going to illustrate the power of compound interest. And by the way, let me kind of explain what it is. It's basically interest earning interest, right? You understand that. All right, interest earning interest. So in other words, we're talking about retirement. So I'm talking about interest earning interest, starting investing in your retirement earlier so that the interest can earn interest over in the longer period of time. Okay, so the first hole we know that we bet is going to be 10 cents. No biggie there. Okay. Well, first of all, would you take this bet, right? Would you take this bet? Because I mean, if it's 18 holes, how high can it be? It's 10 cents a hole, double. Okay. So hole 1, we got 10 cents. Good morning, Nell Bell. Hi, good to see you. Hole number 2, we have 20 cents. Hole number 3, we have 40 cents. Hole number 4, we have 80 cents. Now, hole number 5, we have $1.60. Okay, so far, not bad, right? You're like, okay, this is a good game. I'm glad I took this bet. All right, so then we get to hole number 6. We got $3.20. We have hole number 7, which is $6.40. We have hole number 8, which is $12.80. Now, the 9th hole, we're halfway there. We're up to $25.60. So you say, oh man, this is a cool bet. We're halfway there, and it's only $25.60. Okay, but hold on, we still got 9 more holes to go. Hole number 10, we're up to $51.20. Hole number 11, we're up to $102.40. Hole number 12, we're at $204.80. Hole 13, $409.60. Hole 14, $819.20. Hole number 15, we got $1,638. So $1,638. Hole number, I was 15. Hole number 16, we go to $3,276. Hole number 17, we go to $6,553. And when we get to the last hole, now remember, we started off with 10 cents that we were betting that was compounded, double every single hole. By the time we get to hole number 18, we're up to $13,107. Wow. We went from 10 cents to $13,170. That is the power of compound interest. It takes a small sum of money and over time it makes it grow. Miraculously, right? Isn't that the 8th wonder? Now, more important about this, I want you to understand this. In this lesson, or in this illustration, our money grew very slowly, right? So remember, by the time we were at round hole number 9, which was halfway there, we were only at $25.60. Now I'm saying only, but we started off with 10 cents, but we grew to $25.60, but it grew slowly. But if you notice in my example, by the time we got to hole number 15, we went to, which was $16,338, all the way up to hole 18. It grew exponentially to $13,107. And the reason why I make this point is when it comes to our retirement, when it comes to investment, what we tend to do is we tend to look at the investment growing slowly, because in the first months or first years, I should say, it is going to grow slowly. And then we get impatient and we take our money out. You don't want to do that, because look, in this example, it was at the end, like between hole 15 and 18 is where it grew exponentially. Well, that's the same thing with your investment. It's going to grow at the very end. You have to be patient and stay the course. So does this make sense to you? Like, hopefully this is getting you all riled up. Because imagine, okay, I got another example for you. Imagine now I want to use 2 sisters. Okay, I want to use Barbara and I want to use Angela. Barbara is going to be the younger sister. So Barbara, at the age of 19, decides to take advantage of investing for her retirement. So Barbara invests $2,000 every single year from the time that she's 19 all the way to she's 26 years old. She invests $2,000 in her retirement. Okay, now in this example, we're assuming a 12% annual return. Now, let's say at the age of 26 years old, Barbara decides not to invest anymore. Okay, she's already invested $16,000. She decides not to invest anymore, but she leaves the money into her plan, growing at 12% annually. By the time that she is 65 years old, she has accumulated $2,288,996. I said that right? $2,288,996 just by investing $16,000 for 8 years, compounded annually at 12%. Okay. Now let's contrast that to her sister. Now her sister, who's supposed to be older and much wiser, she's like, oh, Barbara, I'm going to wait. So she decides to wait and just kind of lollygags. And, she doesn't start investing until she is 27 years old. Okay. So she's 27 years old. Now, Angela, the bigger sister, decides to match Barbara. And she's going to also invest $2,000, same plan, same 12%. But instead, she's going to invest $2,000 all the way up till she's 65 years old. Okay. So for 38 years, she's investing $2,000 per year. Now, this is just per year, guys. And a little quick math, that's less than $200 a month. Okay. It's like $167 per month. For $2,000 every single year from the time that she's 27 all the way to she's 65 years old. So her total investment comes up to $76,000. But guess what? When she reaches 65 years old, guess how much money she has? $1,532,000. I keep saying dollars. $1,532,166. So Barbara, who only invested $16,000, has over $2 million. $2.2 million to be exact, a little over $2.2 million. Whereas her older sister, Angela, invests $76,000 and she only accumulates $1.5 million. Okay, so what I'm trying to get in that example is that obviously the longer you wait, the less money you'll have at the end. And guys, I don't want to hear about, okay, but we're not going to get 12% annually. You're missing the point. The point is the power is in the compounding interest, and the power is making sure that you start early. So what if it's 10%? So what if Barbara only makes $1 million? It's still $1 million. It is $1 million. I right now I've just saved you money in your bank for your retirement. And not only that, I just made your kids millionaires, because if you explain this concept to your children, I know right now you're saying, Pia, this is great, but I'm way past 19. I'm sure I ain't 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? Well, you do have children that you have, hopefully, right? You have, well, not hopefully, I shouldn't say that. If you don't want to have children, you don't have children. But anyway, understand what I'm saying. Teach this concept to your children, because by the time they're 65, they can be millionaires if you understand this concept of compound interest, and particularly as it relates to time. Now, for you, you may not be 25 years old. You may be like double that. But guess what? I tell you what, if you start today, you will definitely be better off if 10 years from now you hadn't started. So what am I trying to get to the point? Start now. If you're not investing in your retirement, start now. Now is the best time to do it. Don't wait until I have enough money. We've already talked about in our budget, that may have been one of your goals. And if you remember on that, pay yourself first, because I mentioned that my number one rule that you should apply to yourself is put yourself as your number one priority in all aspects of your life. So with that being said, that includes pay yourself first. And I also recommend the 10-10-10. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, all these broadcasts are recorded. They're found on my YouTube channel. Just search for Pia McAdams. You'll see it from the very beginning. I started my book as of June 1st. So if you're looking at the recordings, look for the one that starts from June 1st. And that's when I start from the very beginning. But I mentioned 10-10-10. My recommendation was that you allocate 10% to your savings. I also recommend you allocate 10% towards your retirement, and then also 10% for tithing or charity. Okay, so give away 10%. Those were my recommendation. So if you're following the recommendation, if you're following the plan, then guess what? You are setting up yourself for retirement. And if you're not, guys, what are you doing? What are you doing? Look at our retirement system. Look at our Social Security system. Do you really believe that that's going to be enough for you for when you retire? I don't think so. So this concept, again, the eighth wonder of the world, said by Albert Einstein himself way back in the day. And I totally believe it. So that's enough for today. Remember, power compound interest. Start your investment in your retirement today, right now. And the example with Barbara and Angela, it was less than $200. It was $2,000 a year. You can come up with $2,000 a year. You blow that on the movies or on shoes or clothes. Find the money and invest it in yourself. Okay, invest in yourself. You will not regret that. Okay, so that's it for the mind portion. I hope you enjoyed that little tip. These concepts are very important. These financial concepts as they relate to your life. Okay, so we're going to move on. By the way, guys, tonight, in case you don't know, I am doing a free webinar. It's going to be aired at 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is 8 o'clock. It's early. 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. And it's a free webinar entitled 8 Steps to Creating Financial Freedom. And I'm also going to talk about the key mistakes that to avoid when you're trying to reach financial wealth. What is that? Okay, someone just wrote something, and I can't see it because I don't have my glasses on, but I'll read it later. But I see it's from Al. Hi, Al. Thanks for joining me. So anyway, so in order to sign up for this webinar, it's a free webinar. It's going to be tonight. Go to my fan page at the very top. I think I pinned the post, or you can go to tiny URL, that's TINY, U as in umbrella, RL.com/crush money. Crush it. Or, you know what you can also do too, because, you know, there's multiple ways to skin the cat. Not that I'm adverse to being cruel to animals, but you know what I'm saying, right? You can also go to PiaMcAdams.com. That's my website, and then also do /crush money. Or if you just go to PiaMcAdams.com, at the top there's a link that says webinar. Click on the webinar, and it tells you about the 8 steps. So again, that's going to be airing tonight at 5 p.m. So go ahead and sign up for it. Go into way much more detail than what I can do in this 5-minute segment. Okay, so we're moving on to the yoga. We're going to be doing a 5-minute yoga routine, and then immediately following that, we're going to be doing a guided meditation. Remember the script, which is so funny. The script is by Suzanne Kempkin. All right, this is a practice, so please, please, please join me. Now, for this particular yoga pose, or for this yoga segment, we're going to be starting off in child's pose. So I want to make sure you keep your feet together, and then that your knees are spread apart wide on the mat. I'm using the mat. And then make sure that your arms are extended overhead with your palms facing flat. And we're going to start there with 3 deep breaths. Okay, let's get started. Got my music. Three deep breaths. On the next exhale, I want you to come up on your fingertips and just extend nice and long through the arms. Elongate them, pressing your armpits down toward the mat. Just really spinning or feeling the portions of your body as it stretches out. This is namely in your shoulders, upper part of your back, your neck, even in the fingertips. Kind of feeling lengthening out. Taking nice deep breaths, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Now slowly walk your palms in and bring your body up to tabletop so that your palms are directly underneath your shoulders and your knees are directly underneath your hips as you take a nice deep breath. And on the exhale, I want you to drop your chin down to your chest, round through the spine, tuck your pelvic under. This is your cat-cow here. On the inhale, your head and chest comes forward. Arch your back, tailbone sticks out toward the back of the room. And as you exhale, drop your chin down toward your chest, round through the spine. Tuck the tailbone under. Inhale. Again, just relieve those shoulders away from the ears. Nice long lengthening in the arms. Exhale. Again, nice deep breath, inhaling. And this time as you exhale, just kind of return back to tabletop. And I want you to curl your toes under and take it to downward facing dog. Now in downward facing dog, your heels are directly underneath your hips. But again, if this is too challenging for you, feel free to walk out your feet toward the edges of the mat. And you'll find that this is a less strenuous portion of the downward, of the pose. It's less strain and less stress on your body. Now go ahead and pedal your knees, your legs, trying to get those heels down toward the mat. And again, just feel your body lengthening from your heel all the way up to the glutes, fingertips all the way to the shoulder blades. Pressing your chest toward your thighs and your knees. On your next inhale, we're going to bring that left foot forward toward the fingertips. We're going to place that right knee down, uncurl the toe, take the arms up, and we're going to go to the low lunge. Keep your head in alignment with your bicep, and this is early in the morning, so everything is about looking up, paying homage to the sky, to God for providing us energy with the sun. Continue breathing. All right, go ahead and release those palms down. Curl the right toe under, take the leg back to downward facing dog, and continue pedaling. Just doing what feels comfortable to you. You may want to sway your body left and right. On the next inhalation, I want you to bring that right foot forward toward the fingertips. Place the left knee down toward the mat, uncurl the toe, and bring the palms up together. Head stays in line with your bicep, looking up, pressing the hips down to the floor, and breathing. Relax those shoulders away from your ears. Bring the palms down, curl the toe under, and take it back to downward facing dog. Now this time I want you to walk your palms to your toes, and then take it all the way up. Inhale, arch back. Exhale, dive the body forward. Inchworm out to the plank. Drop the hips down to upward facing dog. Take it back. Inhale, take it all the way up. Arch back. Exhale, dive the body forward. Inchworm out to the plank. Drop the heels down, relax the shoulders. Upward facing dog. Curl the toes under. Walk it back. Inhale, take it all the way up. Arch back. Exhale, dive the body forward. Inchworm, walking out to the plank. Drop the hips, uncurl the toes, relax the shoulders, look up. Curl the toes under, and walk it back. Inhale. Exhale. Inchworm to the plank. Drop the hips down, uncurl the toes, upward facing dog. Curl the toes under, and take it back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, walk it out to the plank. Take it back to downward facing dog, and walk it out to the plank. Go back, and take it back to the plank. Go back, and take it to the plank. Go back, downward facing dog, and hold it at plank. Now from plank, I want you to take your left foot toward the fingertips, stretching out the groin, pressing the hip down toward the mat. Release. Right foot toward the fingertips. Release. Left foot. Make sure you're breathing, using your breath. Right foot. Couple more times. Left foot, press the hips down. Again, use the breath. Starting to get that heart rate up with this movement. It's early in the morning. One more time. And then take it back to downward facing dog. Just a couple deep breaths here. Downward facing dog is generally a resting position. If this is too challenging for you, feel free to release your knees. Take it back to either tabletop or child's pose. Now this time we're going to walk our feet in toward the hands. Try to keep your palms flat, keep the knees bent, and then slowly round it up. One vertebrae at a time, making sure that your head is the last to rise. Rotate your shoulders down and back. Deep breath, inhaling. As you exhale, guide the body forward. Place the palms down flat, and then walk your feet out wide into a squat position. Drop your hips down. Bring the palms up together, using the elbows to press out on the inner thighs. As you exhale, bow your head down toward the fingertips. Slow the breath down, inhaling deeply through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Draw your breath in toward the tight areas, the hip flexors, pressing those hips down toward the mat, the sits bones. Go ahead and release the palms down, take them behind, and come back down to a seated position, cross-legged facing to the front. Now make sure that you're on your sits bones, not the fleshy part of your bottom. The arms are down by the side, fingertips are on the mat. We're going to take a nice deep breath. Inhaling, take the arms up. And as we exhale, we're going to take the arms down to the side. Again, inhale, bring the palms up. And exhale, release the fingertips down back toward the mat. One more time, we're going to bring the palms together, greet them at the very, very top. This time we're going to exhale down through the center. And namaste. Okay, so this brings us to the meditation portion. So I want you to go ahead and close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your mouth. Again, deep breath, inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your mouth. Repeat softly to yourself, it's going to be a great day. Again, nice deep breath. And exhale. Now as you inhale slowly, I want you to imagine a yellow light. It's a vibrant light and it's flowing into your body. Exhale. Again, with each breath, I want you to just imagine a yellow light going all the way through. The energy just energizing you. Just kind of notice where you are. Bring yourself to this present moment. Deep breath, inhaling through your nose. And exhaling to your mouth. I want you to relax your forehead. Relax your eyes. Relax your cheeks, your jaws. Relax your ears. Relax the back of your neck. I want you to relax your chin. Taking a nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose, and exhaling through your mouth. I want you to give yourself permission to feel great, to feel energized. Now I want you to quietly in your mind repeat to yourself, I am energized. I am healthy. And I feel great. Deep breath, inhaling through your nose. And as you exhale, release all the tension, the stress, and the negative energy out toward you. Just speak quietly and just be rarely of your mind. And as the thoughts come in, just gently push them away and focus on your breath. Keep your breathing nice and deep. Now I want you to pay attention to the now. Forget the past. Forget the future. Just focus on the here and now. I want you to smile. Gently smile. Notice how great it makes you feel. Just that simple act of smiling. It's that yellow light just energizes you inside. Now in your mind, I want you to quietly repeat after me. I love my life. I am grateful for my life. I love who I am. I am confident. I am loved. I am happy. I feel great about myself. I am safe and I feel safe. Today, everything is going to go easy for me. Today, wonderful things are going to happen to me. I am allowing myself to enjoy this day. Today is a great day. So now it's time to begin your great day. And we're going to begin by gently just kind of stretching your body, your back, your arms. Wiggle your toes, your fingers. I want you to know that when you open your eyes, you'll be wide awake. You're going to be feeling energized and ready to begin this great day. Take a nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Again, nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. One more time. Nice deep breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. Go ahead and open up your eyes. As you release, relax, return refreshed and calm. You've done something good for yourself today. Thank you for meditating with me. Thank you for watching this broadcast. Today's word is going to be clarity. Okay, I want you to be clear about who you are. Be clear about where you are. And I want you to enjoy this great day. See you tomorrow. Bye.